Well, everyone with a cell phone is a critic. Of course, everybody who comes into the dining room, sometimes you know that the expectation is so high that between the ceiling and their head, you barely fit a sheet of paper through. We treat all of people the same way. I think that's a very, very important part at Le Bernardin. It's an imperative for chef, and we carry on that mission. Wine should be fun. Wine needs to be exciting. We need to feel good, right? I want to take that intimidation away from the client who has it and relax them. Let me work with you. I won't take advantage of you, I guarantee you. Good morning, my name is Aldo Sohm. I'm the wine director of the Le Bernardin. Join me for one day with me at the 3 Michelin Star wine program. But first, let me get changed. My average day begins, if I'm lucky, I get an hour-long bike ride in. Sometimes I just loop a couple times in Prospect Park and then I bike into work. This is my office. When I come in the morning in here, I go immediately to the computer, try to respond as many emails as possible, place orders, go research, talk with clients, talk with private dining, all the little nitty-gritty things. Lately I come earlier and earlier because the workload is getting more and more and more. And I try to be ahead of the day, so I can focus really then 100% onto the client for lunch service and for dinner service. So this is a tasse du vin. It's a very old French sommelier device. So whenever we open a bottle at Le Bernardin in the dining room, we taste the wine first, just to make sure the wine is not corked or oxidized before we give it to the client, because the client should never receive a corked bottle or any wine where we don't think it's perfectly sound. When I started here at Le Bernardin in 2007, I thought this is the first thing I'm gonna get rid of because it's so old school. Yet I realized in week number 1, that'd be a terrible mistake. A, you give up a huge amount of tradition and history. And secondly, you can break the ice to the client because everybody's asking, what is this type of jewelry around your neck? Can go into rap concerts too. Join me as I go to the cellar just to make sure we have all the wines in we need and look even for new empty bins so we can fill them again. Everything is here on the ground. If you know your way, you can walk over to Rockefeller Center, almost to 5th Avenue, and you will never see daylight. This is where all the wine deliveries come in. They get to our loading dock, will get received, and that's the heart and the vibe of Le Bernardin. Welcome in the Le Bernardin wine cellar. This is my favorite workplace, ideally alone. The Le Bernardin wine cellar has actually multiple cellars. One, we have an off-site storage in New Jersey for all the younger wines. We store there until we decide we need them. 40 to 50% you'll find here. And you see it's fairly narrow. That's why everybody here, the team needs to be in shape. And it's fairly tall. So that's why we jump up the ladder all the time. We have here about 15,000 bottles. It varies non-stop depending on how the allocations come in. Basically, I'm in the cellar all the time. This can vary from minimum 5-6 times a day up to significantly more. So we run with an inventory program called Binwise. I'm only as good as my team is. I have quite a big team with 7 sommeliers. And we all work really tightly together, and literally every hand needs to know what the other one just did. So everything is barcoded. It's quite a complex operation. My job is, again, I read in the morning the newspapers, plus I read the wine news. I follow that. I taste all the time. I go out with friends. On the weekend, we taste. I taste with suppliers. I travel. It's a constant studying, constant repeating, constant looking for new flavors, also for new combinations. My favorite time of tasting wine is actually now, between 10 o'clock and noon, because we get slightly hungry, and that's when our senses are the sharpest and untainted. And I'm here with Barbara Wong, Chef Sommelier at Le Bernardin. And one supplier, David Bowl, actually New York supplier, a very good one, dropped us a bunch of wines up to taste for us. What could work, what could not work, what also could work for the wine bar. This seems to be 100% Garnacha. Is it me to experience some oxidation here?
That was a little earthy.
There's a brown element to it. It smells cooked slightly. Nope. I think all the natural wine freaks will be happy just by the color, but it's clean.
Great addition to the wine list.
I put this probably more here. Next wine, because we need to go in service.
Here you go.
Le Bernardin is a very French seafood restaurant. And as you can pick up from my accent, I'm not from France, actually from Austria. At first people thought I will change this over to Austrian wine, and the answer is no. We left it French. The Le Bernardin cellar is a combination of, obviously it's predominantly white. We probably have about 55, max 60% white. The rest goes to red wines. We get wines from consigners, but also buy in secondary markets just to get the wines in where we want to have a little bit of a vintage depth in it. So this is actually one bottle I'm super proud of having actually. You see, this bottle has some age to it. This is from one of the most iconic vineyards in the world, and it's very, very particular. It's only one of a kind. So the vineyard is called Schwarzhofberger. It's from Germany, and it's a Riesling Auslese from Egon Müller. Absolute iconic producer. It's from the vintage 1959, which was one of the vintages in the last century. Look how beautiful that color still looks like. So that bottle, that's what I check all the time. In what condition is that bottle? And this is pretty perfect. But the program here is very, very dominant onto French wine. Plus, I think in today's world, the wine world was never as exciting as it is now. So we start branching out and showcase also people outside of the really known area, of the really known producers. We show them different wines, new wines, right? We're trying to keep really an open mindset and see what is delicious and what works with Eric's cuisine and complement that. So pretty much every day, Chef and I, we are tasting food, new dishes, some existing dishes because of the consistency. And we try different wines constantly with it, just to stay on top of it, because flavors keep evolving, flavors keep changing. And Chef is pretty good at that, catching that, to stay consistent.
I try very much. Yes.
Shockingly consistent. When I do the pairings with Eric, I look often at the menu descriptor. What are the ingredients? Sometimes I talk to one of his chefs. What are they emphasizing on? What sauce do they use? Is it more viscous or is it a little bit more brothier? So I look at these elements and then I look about it, where does it go into the menu in order to have a progression? And then I look what style of wines I have before, what after, and then I arrange myself a tray with 6 to 10 glasses on one dish, and then we start tasting. It's like a boring business conversation.
Yeah, it's one-dimensional,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It looks like the wine has no personality.
Correct. It's a Chablis. It has personality.
Yes,
but it's not in the
I don't
combination.
even feel the minerality here. When we have a new dish like this one, which is a salmon barely cooked, that has this consistency and richness, we have to make sure that the pairing goes well with it because it's a complex dish. That dish probably will go to the tasting menu. It's gonna go to the menu for sure. We need a wine pairing that is really, really elevating the wine and the wine elevating the dish. So we have no choice than to test and test and test until we find the right wine. That's gonna be interesting.
You probably can save that bite because it's gonna be a horrendous experience.
This one?
Yes, the wine is great, but with the dish is horrendous. You can't keep a straight face. Yeah.
I'm amazed it became so astringent because I tasted by itself.
It's good. No, the wine on its own is delicious.
And I liked it.
Just not with this.
And then you put it with the dish and suddenly it's a different wine.
Nope.
Yeah, goes well with the champagne.
Right? Lifts the dish. That's Le Bernardin style. Right?
Totally.
Rich in flavor, light in appearance.
Rich in flavor, light in appearance.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Goes very well. Okay, so
We have this.
We go with the champagne, right?
It's the Röderer 2016 vintage.
Ah, okay. That's a nice
I
one.
didn't want to influence you, so
No, no, no. Well, now you say it.
we taste blind and that's it.
It's perfect.
Before I have one little ritual. I discovered this in Miami, Cuban coffee. I call this the jet fuel. Sweet and very, very strong, and then I head straight into dinner service again. I keep going then until 11 o'clock at night with no problem, and I don't have a problem to sleep then either. Thank you, Robb Report, for following me along, but I need to go because service is starting and my show begins, so thank you so much.